how much money doctors can make.
I don't know. It's just quite sensitive, I think.
Why I paid that much? Because I'm a foreigner. Drink hot water. That will fix it.
脾胃的这个能量
It's already in, but you don't feel the pain. It basically cracks your bone. A lot of our clinical team already receive the COVID-19 vaccination.
Do you think everyone must be vaccinated? Are there any side effects?
Definitely has side effects.
We laugh, we joke, we sing. What a beautiful day.
When you think of a hospital, let me guess what image comes to your mind. An old building with huge lines. That's how a typical public hospital looks like, wherever you go. But what if I tell you that right now I'm standing in a hospital? An international private hospital in Shanghai. And trust me, not many of them look like this. How much does it cost to see a doctor here, and whether traditional Chinese medicine really works? Today I'm with Kawa Cheng, a head of Safety and Quality Department in DeltaHealth Hospital. Hi, hello.
Hi, Julia. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much for being here today with me and for giving us this beautiful tour. That's really, really impressive.
Thank you, thank you.
So
it's a beautiful hospital.
Right. So what are your duties as a head of quality and safety?
Yes, so for quality and safety in hospital is very important because a hospital is built based on three primary pillars: patient safety, quality, and service. So for my department, we have to do a lot of regulations, standardizations. We have to make sure people are working based on their workflow. Clinical is practicing based on the evidence, the science, so we can provide high quality service to our patients.
And what is the main difference between public and private hospital? Not
Good
only
question.
from the way how they look like, that's
Right.
obvious, but mostly from the services.
Great questions. Everyone has their own different definition. To me, it's the service and quality. I believe both public hospital and private hospital can provide excellent, safe service, healthcare service to patients. But what makes private hospital different, I truly believe, is the quality of service behind the scene.
Being a doctor in China is well respected.
Yes.
Actually, my question is about how much money doctors can make.
I don't know. It's just quite sensitive, I think.
You know, I've just heard, I've actually searched in the internet, an average salary of one is around 43,000 yuan per month.
You really depend on the specialty.
But whose rate is the highest?
It's very hard to say.
Surgeon.
Surgeon usually makes a pretty decent salary, but depends on their academic status, the experience. It all varies.
I remember my first time I came to Chinese hospital, and I just had a cold, and it costed me 1,500 yuan.
Okay.
Just to see the doctor, and they prescribed me some anti-coughing syrup.
Okay.
So why I paid that much? Because I'm a foreigner. In each hospital in China, they have international departments. And actually the service is the same, but the difference is doctors can speak English. So it looks like English language skills can multiply the cost by 10 times.
Yes. Yes and no. The reason we think is because the language that add up to the cost, that will not be the factor for us. For our patients, the really cost difference is really coming from the time the clinical team is spending on the patient. So, for example, our standard appointment time is at least 15 to 30 minutes. They really need to spend that time to understand patient's problem correctly and thoroughly.
How much does it cost to see a doctor here?
It depends on the specialty of the physician. I can give you an example. Everyone is a little bit different. But for example, for our family practitioner, our general practice physicians, if you want to see a consultation, schedule a consultation, the standard price is 300. But it also varies to 500, 800, and so on. Depends on the time the physician is spending. But in addition to the consultation, obviously there's medication, there's examination. So it all depends on the care plan.
So here in DeltaHealth, you have 20 different medical teams. I saw the list on the website. And among them, I found one which is of high interest for me. This is TCM.
Okay.
I have never tried.
Yes. Well, you did your research. So we have a lot of specialties in DeltaHealth. Among the specialty, we are famous for our cardiovascular service, our CV surgeons, and our cardiology. We have some of the best physicians among the world practicing at Delta. TCM is a small portion of our service. However, it is definitely a quick and coming department because more and more people is recognizing traditional Chinese medicine.
Yes, nowadays it's very popular. It dates back like over 2,000 years ago, but nowadays it becomes extremely popular. But even in China, for foreigners, this sector is more and more of interest right now.
So for our TCM physicians and the service that we provide over here, we do acupuncture, cupping. We also have Chinese herbal medications. We do pulsation diagnosis. But I think part of the reason TCM has become more and more famous, part is because it's very exotic in a sense.
Yes, I'm just trying to understand
It's
the concept.
very mysterious, right? A lot of people would think.
Right. Is it based like on some energy flowing in our body, and these channels are called meridians?
Yes, correct. So I'm not a TCM physician, but just from my personal experience with our TCM physician here at DeltaHealth, it really is a combination between traditional Chinese medicine and Western medicine. The more I experience it, I believe there's a lot of scientific evidence behind it. It is quite effective, especially for pain relief, like acupuncture. You know, I have low back pain, and it really helps me.
No, acupuncture is not for me, definitely. I'm too scared to
You
try
definitely
it.
need to try it.
Well, every doctor in China is a TCM doctor.
Not exactly. Not exactly.
What does it depend on?
Yeah, TCM doctor really is a specialist. You have to go through a different path of medical training to become a TCM doctor. So the license is also different.
When I say to my Chinese friends, like, oh, I have a headache, what pills can I take? They just smile and tell me, like, drink hot water, that will fix it. And we foreigners, we accept it as a joke. Like, hot water can fix anything, even stuffed pipes.
That is true. No, I'm just kidding. I don't have an answer for that.
But you know,
That's a very difficult question.
hot water really works?
So from traditional Chinese medicine standpoint, it's all about the balance. Yin and yang, hot and warm. So it's all about the balance. Acupuncture, it sounds very scary.
It's very
sticking
scary.
needle into your body.
It is.
But it doesn't really feel that painful because my personal experience is more sore feeling than sharp pain.
But doctors always say it's not painful.
I think you have to try it yourself.
We laugh, we joke, we sing. What a beautiful day.
Well, now we are with Dr. Tsai, TCM physician, traditional Chinese medicine physician. And hello.
Hello.
Sorry that I'm so nervous because we're trying to try acupuncture, which I have never tried before. Is it pain?
Only a little, 一点点.
Just a little bit.
Little bit, okay.
Yeah.
But as I've read that the concept of how it works, It works like acupuncture stimulates some areas in the brain to release the body's painkillers.
这个道路上如果产生积水的话，人体的经络就会产生类似于人体的经络就会产生这个不通畅。
So when certain area is blocked, so the energy will not flow through.
Understand.
So you will have all this painful feeling.
Yeah.
So once you, it's almost like a cleaning up a blocked pipeline.
Okay.
Okay.
So I want, oh my God, I see the needles. I'm already very nervous. How many needles do I need?
About 5 needles.
This makes me feel very scared.
Yeah.
All right, where are we going to put them?
You put them now.
In my hand?
Yeah, your hand. 中医认为我们的脉呢，和我们的五脏是有联系的，肝心脾肺肾是有联系的。
So in Chinese medicines, doctors believe the pulse is directly connected with our organs. So through the pulsations, the physician can determine the energy within the organs.
Yeah. 包括肝、心、脾、肺
including liver, gallbladder, heart, lungs.
So you can read all this information just from checking the pulse.
是的，我们
Yes,
通过
correct.
All right.
Yeah,
So can we check mine?
Yeah.
Is it the same from like left and right
Yeah.
hand? Is it the same?
左边呢，从上到下，左边是这个心、肝和肾，这个
Different
So
organs.
三个手
on the
指。
left part is heart, liver, and kidney.
右边呢是和肺，然后和我们的脾，然后这边呢也是肾，这样子。
So on the right side is our lung, spleen, and kidney.
Yeah. 您的脉呢？这个，脾胃的这个能量，胃肠道的这个力道差一些，这样。
So through the pulsation, it tells me your GI tract is a little bit weak.
Yeah.
What should I do?
不要尽量多运动，然后减少糖类还有凉的东西。中医认为凉和甜对脾胃伤害是最大的。
So TCM believe sugar, sweetness, and also 糖还有什么？
Sugar and 凉 ice.
Cold food
Yeah,
Okay.
is will directly affect the health of your organs.
Okay, understand.
Yeah, more vegetable, more fruit.
Okay, so let's do this.
我们来做这个针灸吧。
Yeah. We take. I use the smaller.
Is it smaller?
You can use. See, it's too long.
No, smaller is
用最
okay.
小的。
Smaller is okay. Yeah.
Less pain.
No pain. Okay. I can
No
take.
pain.
您可以试一下这个
So,
新型的
This is
这
a
个，
different type of acupuncture.
像我们的这个拔罐嘛，这轻轻的，
Almost like cupping and acupuncture together.
Oh, it's no pain.
有什么感觉？
What center is here? Like what
这个位
organs?
置是什么影响什么？
这是合谷穴，非常重要的一个穴位。
So this is a pressure point mainly for adjusting your GI movement. Is it painful?
No.
一点
No,
点。
because there is no needle.
是的
So let's try the needle.
，Yeah.
Dr. Chai, should Yulia take off the watch?
The watch.
Yeah. 把表稍微摘下来一点，
Okay.
还是刚才这个合谷穴啊，这
So
个
we did
调
the
肠胃
GI
的时候
tract and also a good painkiller. It's
For-
very small needle. Don't look at it.
Yes, please.
It's already in.
Really?
Do you feel it?
No, it's not pain.
That's
Yeah.
great.
But for how long? I don't look at this.
But you don't feel the pain.
No.
一点
No.
A little bit. Or...
Pain? No, I don't feel.
不一样。
So in the old time, it just 4 breaths of time. You take 4 breaths, you take it out.
Really?
But nowadays, doctor will use acupuncture as an anesthetic, as a painkiller. So usually 10 minutes, 15 minutes.
But this is so beautiful. This needle is gold. Is it gold?
是金的，用金子做的吗？还是
哦，不是，它是合金的金属的。
It's just metals.
Okay.
So the second one is coming.
One is here. So different pressure points.
Different pressure points.
Okay.
It's in already. How does it feel?
It's no pain.
So how many is Yulia getting today?
来四针吧，好吧。
Four needles.
Yeah，因为刚才他心跳比较快嘛，这样子。
So do you feel less nervous after the needle
No.
pull?
他睡眠怎么样啊？
How's your sleep?
Oh.
Sleep pattern at home?
From time to time, sometimes have insomnia.
有时候会睡不着。
对，然后
I don't hear you.
最后一下。
This is the last one.
这是对睡眠叫神门。
This is good for your sleep.
好的。
Okay.
好的，这个名字叫神门，这个最下面叫神门。
This is the pressure point named 神门.
神
It's good for your sleep.
It's like this
Pressure,
yes, maybe a little bit.
Maybe
like
share a little
now.
bit of the feeling of acupuncture with your friends.
Well, if I don't look there, I feel okay. But
It looks very scary.
Yeah, but the image of how it looks, it's actually scary. And this needle is moving.
This needle is because it's in the muscle. It's the muscle contraction.
Okay.
So none of them really hurt. Like it's
No.
not a sharp pain.
No, true.
Okay.
1个小时之内尽量不要洗手，这样子。
So within an hour, try not to touch water.
Can I eat?
可以吃饭吗？
没有问题，没有问题。
Usually, when you do acupuncture, don't be hungry or too full.
Okay.
So how do you feel? Good? Do you feel like you want to sleep now? Because with the tender point is to cure insomnia.
Of course, I would prefer to go for a traditional massage now.
Okay.
But
It's not too bad.
we have to finish interview first.
Okay.
Thank you very much for your tour today about this acupuncture. It was very interesting and scary.
Thank you, Dr. Chai.
Thank you very
那
much.
在这
Thank you.
下次你可以试试按摩，还有艾灸，都是中国非常好的
Next time
方
we
法
can do the body adjustment and also Aijiu, the heat treatment. It's also very famous in traditional Chinese medicine.
Yeah，这是有趣的和特殊的。OK，
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
gonna be
Thank
fun.
you.
好的，
Yes.
谢谢。
Thank you very much.
We laugh, we joke, we sing. What a beautiful day.
So how do you feel?
I feel sleepy now.
Is it as scary as you thought?
Well, it is scary from the way how it looks like, but it's not painful at all. It's not painful. Or maybe your doctor is just very good.
Maybe both.
Well, but also I searched for some additional information about some other approaches in TCM, and I was surprised to find a bunch of books about nutrition healing. So can we say that, what is that first of all? It's like you need to eat some specific food on specific season?
So, in my opinions, I think nutrition is always a part of medicine. A balance of diets is really what TCM is proposing. That's yin and yang. So, Chinese medicine physician, they will believe certain food is more on the cold side. Some food is more on the hot side. So, it's all about the balancing.
Chiropractic.
Yes.
Sounds like, I don't know what is that. But I read, it is based on the theory that spinal bones produce nerve interference that causes, well, so it's something combined with the nervous system and spinal bones. So what does it treat, how it works, and isn't it similar to manual adjustment?
Yes, chiropractor mainly focus on body adjustment, on the joints and spines. Nowadays, we see in the office all the time, we look at our phone all the time. A lot of people have the neck issue, low back pain.
True.
I personally suffer from it. Chiropractor really help. It basically cracks your bone. You put your joints back to your optimal position.
I saw these videos. is it safe?
Good questions. All the medicines and medical service has certain risk. But chiropractor is relatively safe because the therapist is professionally trained. They are licensed to practice.
Yes, that actually was my next question about certifications that these chiropractors have. So they're medical doctors from the beginning, and then they need some additional knowledge to become chiropractor, or they don't need to.
You can become a chiropractor. In some country, you can become a chiropractic therapist without being a doctor.
It's quite expensive, because I did a research on how much it costs in Shanghai to go for chiropractic, and it's not cheap at all, So I found 2 hospitals. I will not mention their names. The first one it's 1.5 thousand yuan per session. The other one, also very popular international private hospital, the price for one session is 2.6 thousand yuan.
So it varies from the durations of the appointment to the level of the therapist that provide the service. So it quite varies. And also, for us, we have a package deal. So if you buy certain section, you get a cheaper price.
Well, it's crazy expensive, 2,000 for one session. And at least you need 10, right?
I guarantee that we are cheaper than that.
I remember my Chinese friend, when got a flu, she took some cinnamon, some mushrooms, some goji berries, and it was all fixed. So
good question regarding herbal medication. So herbal medication, it sounds very different than the Western medication.
Yes.
It's not just like a pill or liquid. At the end, all the herb is basically a type of chemical. You have to boil it, sometimes you have to make it into powder and then take it, right? So it's just a different type of chemical.
So in China, we can't buy antibiotics without a prescription. Can we buy herbal medicines without a prescription?
You would need a prescription for that as well.
Really? But it's just herbs.
Well,
it's not just herbs in China.
Well, it depends on where you get it. But from Delta Hospital, you definitely need a prescription. Partly it's because we need a professional physicians to do the examination, consultations, to make sure you're not getting the wrong medication that you need.
So we've mentioned a few branches of TCM, and some of them are not budget friendly at all. Is TCM covered by insurance?
TCM is covered by insurance.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. But can I buy just TCM insurance, or it just is included in medical insurance?
For different insurance, different products, that would be a good question for insurance company. That could be our next interview.
So that's how we reached our second part of the interview, is about pandemic and vaccine producing. Well, we are all expecting a COVID-19 vaccine, and as I know, several vaccines being developed in China and allowed for human trials.
COVID vaccine is definitely a hot topic right now. There's many countries and different manufacturers. They are in the process of doing the research and production. For China, for my hospital specifically, a lot of our clinical team already received the COVID-19 vaccination. So far, the reaction has been quite good.
But this vaccine you have been vaccinated with is produced in China?
Correct.
And how much does it cost to get vaccinated?
Right now, for hospital staff, we get it for free.
Okay, so it's already approved for people to be vaccinated. We can just
for clinical staff we already receive it. I believe a couple months ago there is a news and regulation update from the Beijing Center government for certain populations, high risk population like clinical staff.
All right, but what if we foreigners or Chinese
Good questions.
people living in China?
We ask the same question at Delta. We have a vaccination clinic, but we haven't received the right to sell these vaccines at this very moment.
All right.
But is it gonna be free or is it gonna be at a certain cost? We don't know. It really depends on the policy.
If it's gonna be at a certain cost, what cost you think is available for public?
To me, as a in general population, I hope it to be as cheap as possible. Right?
Yeah. For example, in the airport in Russia, the test costs about 250 yuan. And if you do test in the airport in Dubai, it's up to $100.
But in China, the COVID nucleic acid test, at least in Shanghai, is 120 yuan.
Wow, that's, I think,
Across the board. This is a government regulation.
that's pretty cheap, like comparing to other countries.
Definitely affordable.
Can you imagine how much does it cost to produce vaccine globally?
That is beyond my scope. You know, I
Millions
can
dollars.
millions and billions, I believe. Yes.
As I know, there are 3 vaccines developed in the US, in Germany, and Russia. And all have released data suggesting efficiency of more than 90% after trials. So when we all have a vaccine available, do you think everyone must be vaccinated, or only those who make a decision to get vaccinated?
I think it's just my personal subjective opinion. COVID is increasingly becoming more like a background disease. So in the future, hypothetically, maybe it become just like a flu. So getting a flu shot every year, you know, that's not a enforcement. You know, you have to get a flu shot, but it's definitely highly recommended. So for COVID as well, I think that would be likely to go towards that direction. But that's just my opinion.
But many are afraid of side effects and reject the idea of getting vaccinated itself because, like, as you mentioned, we did these shots against chickenpox or flu, but pandemic is different.
Yes.
Are there any side effects?
Definitely has side effects. It has been reported to have side effect, but just like any other vaccines, they all have side effect, potential side effect, but not everybody have it. Only a small percentage of a population they might experience. There's simply not enough clinical data to prove it's 100% safe. So that's where the fear, uncertainty come from.
I've heard that there is a new stem of a virus which has appeared in the Great Britain. So does it demand a new vaccine, or it's still the same virus but just a bit modified version of it?
Great question. That's really beyond my head. But like I said, I think in the future, you would just become like flu vaccines. Obviously, you know, like for biological standpoints, virus strains do change over time. So there might be in the future, there might be a different version of vaccines. But for now, regarding whether the current vaccines is effective for a different virus, I really don't have an answer for that.
Do you think that this COVID-19 could be a biohazard?
I hope not. I don't know. But it definitely has affect mankind globally. It changed the way that we live. We all have to wear masks nowadays. But luckily we have our social distance. Like for example, we tour the hospital today, we all have to wear masks. That changed our life basically.
Chinese New Year is coming in 3 weeks, and we can see that government tries to prevent inter-Chinese migration, strongly recommending not to leave cities, not to go traveling to your home cities. And I've heard that in Hangzhou, the government pays $150 to everyone who stays in the city, not leaving for holidays. But do you think in the end the government will just ban traveling during Chinese New Year?
It depends on how the pandemic enroll. So my recommendation is stay put, listen to the news, depends on situation change, policy may change. But just to be safe, definitely wear masks, wash your hands, take care of personal hygiene, and stay healthy and safe. That's for sure during Chinese New Year.
When you think we all can be back to normal? If
Hard
ever.
to say. Yeah. I hope as soon as possible. I want to travel to Macau. I want to travel to US. I want to travel to other country. I'm a big lover for travel. However, this year, in 2020, last year, none of us can travel. But for 2021, hopefully we can travel soon.
Thank you very much for today's conversation, and I really hope that this year, 2021, we will have more meetings with our friends, families, and we will have more travels.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much.
We laugh, we joke, we sing. What a beautiful day.